even people close to Trump have a nickname for him. They call him the Sun King, because if anything shades his sort of path to the spotlight, he becomes enraged. It would seem this is another example of sort of that structural advantage that Joe Biden managed to find for himself in not being the political headline every hour of every news cycle.
Sure. I mean, the best thing that has happened for Biden, for sure, is that Donald Trump just can't keep his mouth closed, that he is so obsessed with the spotlight, so obsessed with people listening to him, no matter what he's saying, even if he's the butt of the joke, really. The fact that people are even talking about him is the thing that really gets him going. And then, of course, he can't, hold his tongue or put together a coherent thought without just popping off on Twitter. And so, yes, the best thing that has happened for Joe Biden in this campaign is that he has gotten to do what he does best, which is connect with people, showcase his character, really be in deep conversations with folks behind the scenes. What I don't want us to lose sight of, though, as we get rid of Donald Trump, is that we can't just simply go back to business as usual. It has been so unusual and bizarre the last 3.5 years that I think people have probably forgotten and are just like, anything that is quiet and when the leader is not on Twitter will be good. But so much of what is really the wind beneath Biden's wings is this desire to have a different type of America, not just go backwards to, yesteryear, to 20 years ago, but to have more of a progressive imagination about who we could be. And that's the thing that I am hopeful that as we get through this election and get rid of the crazy guy, all of those people who, are talking to that are saying, I'm voting because I just can't stand Trump, that will also be, continue to be excited about the idea that now that we've got a guy we can work with in the White House, we're going to continue to change the country for better, as opposed to just sit still or go backwards. We've got to hold on to that progressive spirit.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.